how can we expect to live off interests from something that we didn't put in the first place? Because that is stealing, especially if you don't give something back. And if all we give back is blown up mountains, toxic oceans and seas, wastelands, I would think of us to be crooks, to be honest. I'm just so tired of so many of the poor excuses to continue the way that we are doing. Like the ones about how fishing in the seas, the way that we do, is simply living off interests from a bank account. More and more land is being given away under the green flag because there are rare earth minerals, there's uranium, there's aluminium, there's copper, there's all the things that we need to keep this culture going. The things there won't be workplaces, there won't be culture, there won't be anything left if we continue destroying this planet and destroying the balance. There simply won't. We keep killing off places that function as lungs for us. I mean, giving us oxygen, the oceans, the forests, and it doesn't grow on its own. It's all living in balance. I mean, Lion King, I grew up with that movie. It was one of my favorites. I don't know how many times I saw it. And the basic of it is the circle of life, how everything depends upon each other. Oh, yeah, I mean, it's so plain and simple, but so easily to just ignore, I suppose, by the looks. I don't know. We cannot continue this if we honestly, truly want to keep this planet. I mean, this planet will survive, of course, better without us even, but if we continue this way and if we keep swallowing the lies, because I understand that it is hard to accept that we have to cut back on things. So bad. We made us dependent on fossil fuels, and there's no green solution that can possibly truly replace it because of the density and because everything. Just read Bright Green Lies. Really do, because that book has so brilliantly, or the authors and creators of that book have really brilliantly put all the information together in an excellent way, with superb examples, making the reader understand what's trying to be said as well in a brilliant way. So satisfying to see all the information that I've found in bits and pieces in my own research put together so well, and of course with much more detail than I've found myself. But when you do research on your own with no one to play with, I mean, it easily gets a bit messy, and yeah. Either way, just read Bright Green Lies. And I feel bad for all the indigenous people that's been slaughtered. I feel bad for all people put in slavery in factories. I feel bad for so many people, but it doesn't help much just being here and feeling bad for people, does it? I feel bad for the people in Thacker Pass. I really hope that they'll manage to make the difference that needs to be made. But I don't know, it's probably too late anyway, but there's another part of being a human. If you're engaged enough, there's just no giving up, is it? I'm disappointed in Sir David Attenborough. I really am. I looked up to him for so many years. But he's become a bright green environmentalist, and even though he is so totally right and has so much to build his opinions on, more than many, still he is bored to believe that there is something called sustainable green energy, renewable energy. There isn't, and it's definitely not going to be able to replace the things that we've made ourselves dependent on due to our use of fossil fuels. So it's just yeah. And now we're supposed to be vaccinating the entire population of this earth every 6 months, or else you won't be going to the cinema, or you won't be going things. So it's just as I and many others saw early on would be happening, is happening, and it will be that way, and we are going to see it used as just another way to put people in, let the epsilons be epsilons and let the alpha and betas play by themselves. So what we have to do is just wait for someone to find the proper soma so that we'll survive this until the earth gives up on us. I'm on Mother Earth's side in this. I'm sorry. And I bleed for her. Kind of more than I bleed for people. That doesn't mean that I don't bleed for people, but of course, my children is above Mother Earth in my personal life. But my children won't have a life if Mother Earth is strangled. Yeah, that's a happy note, isn't it? Goodbye.